Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So, this flight we're going to be back in the Caravan that we lease, and we're going to go from KRID, which is Richmond, Indiana, over to KDTW again, Detroit. We've got a total of 13 people here. It's going to pay $11,726 bucks. Like I said, 13 people, which is as many as this can hold, and about 2,377 pounds and 30% fuel. We go over here to FS Commander to check this out. If we zoom out, we can see the wind basically coming from the north, maybe a little northwest. So in that case, we're going to take off on runway 33. Right here, that's a heading of 331 degrees. And over here, Detroit, you can see the wind is coming from the west. So we're going to land on 27 right. That's a heading of 276 degrees. ILS frequency 108.5. And airport elevation is 643 feet. I want to see exactly where I should start this thing up at. That's the fuel box. I might be able to do it, or what? I might have to move the plane a little bit though, because that fuel box might fuel us up if we're too close. But I think that pretty much covers everything. As you can see, it's about 162 miles or so. Yeah, and alright, with that, let's go ahead and move on over into the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at KRID. I moved the plane back a little. Hopefully, that thing doesn't try to fuel us up. Let's go over here to FSEconomy and start the flight. Alright, so it says we're 410 over. That doesn't really surprise me in this plane, so let's go ahead and full screen this. Alright, so we can go ahead and taxi. So I'll go ahead and turn the taxi light on. Let's see, before I do that actually, heading 331 for takeoff. There we go, 331. Alright, taxi light is on. Let's see if we can find this runway. I'm not sure which way to taxi. I believe we go straight down here if I'm not mistaken. So we'll come down here and cross this runway. I'm not sure how far that runway goes down. Not sure how far we need to go down this taxiway. Oh, come back. No. I gotta slam on the brakes. There we go. Jeez. Going the wrong way through the views. Let's go outside real quick. That might be enough runway right there. I guess we can go all the way down. Might as well go all the way down. We'll cross 24 and 6. Everything looks good both ways. So we'll head on down. Hopefully we'll have a nice easy flight going down to Detroit. Doesn't look like there's much up in the sky. I see one plane. Heading out to the west. We've been to Detroit, it seems like several times now. But that's where the jobs keep taking us. Or at least we've been at Detroit a few times. Yeah, I think one of them went like Detroit to Pittsburgh or something like that. And I know we've flown in the Caravan quite a bit. I don't want to do too many flights in it. But at the same time, they pay so much, and you know, we got to pay for that at least. Although it really only, like a flight like this, you fly it maybe 3 times, a full like this, and it pays for it. The lease pays for itself. And I'm not the only one flying it. We got a bunch of other guys flying, like Tucker. Tucker has flown it quite a bit, so it is paying for itself. I gotta say. I still need to play it every once in a while, or use it every once in a while, and record. I record all the flights in FSEconomy, obviously. So we still got to use them, or use the plane, make some money. Alright, we'll come over here and stop. We'll do our before takeoff checklist. Alright, the parking brake is set. Flight controls, let's check these out. Free and correct. Looks good there. Rudder pedals, everything looks good. Flight instruments are checked. Altimeter, I've already set it, but I'll hit it one more time. Standby flight instruments. Still, I don't totally understand that, so we'll just kind of skip that. Unless it's just talking about these. I think those are just avionics standby. Avionics bus tie, and avionics next to standby power. Alright. So, fuel boost tank switch should be in norm. It's off, I'll put that in norm. Fuel tank selectors are both on. Fuel quantity, we should be about 30%, so that looks about right. Fuel shutoff knob fully pushed in. Alright, so power lever coming on up to 400. See if I can get it to stop. I know it's going flying past it, but it'll come back a little bit. Not as much as I thought. It'll bring the power back a little bit. Alright, that's pretty good right there. Now, 28.5 volts, obviously we're only at 28, that always happens. Inertial separator. See the torque goes down. Now our torque has come back up. Alright, overspeed governor, we don't do. Quadrant friction lock, I don't adjust that. Standby power check, again, I don't really know how to do that, but it, I'm guessing because it does say, oh, that's avionics bus tie. I don't really know. Alright, so we'll skip the standby power stuff. Let's go. Ice protection, pitot heat, stall heat, prop heat. I have already turned those on. Inertial separator, everything is dry and clean, so we'll leave that off. Nav source, hit CDI a couple times, over to GPS. Transponder, VFR. That all looks good. Alright, flaps coming out. Cabin heat mixing air control. Flight push, it's all pushed. I don't mess with that at all. Alright, so let's see. Fuel condition lever. High idle. Alright, and let's see, rotated about 70 to 75 knots. Go ahead and switch that off. Everything looks good here. Landing lights, strobes on. Power. How did I missed altitude select, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Sets it up to 9,500. Brakes are coming off. Again, we would use ATC, but I believe mine is still screwed up. What are we? 33? North. Yeah, still screwed up. Alright. A little better lined up here and advance the power. Not quite full power. Airspeed is alive and building. There's our speed. Go ahead and rotate. Come on, why does I have no idea why it does that. I think it's everything screwed up. For a second. There's 85 knots. I believe it retract the flaps at 90. It's 85 or 90. So flaps are retracting. Lost a little altitude there for a second. Those down as soon as we lost the flaps. I'm gonna move my thing over here. Look at that is yaw damper. Yaw damper coming on. there's beautiful Richmond, Indiana. I'm wanting to say I've actually heard of that before, because I did live in Indiana for a while. Switch that over to nav, vertical speed. Bring that down to about 90. I'm not totally sure where it is, but I'm almost positive I've heard of actually Richmond, Indiana. I actually live near Richmond, Kentucky. I work in Richmond, Kentucky. And I lived in Clinton, Indiana. I worked in Newport, Indiana. Small, small, small. I'm pretty sure Richmond is probably pretty small as well. Wow, there's like nothing but farms over there. That actually looks like Indiana right there. All that over there, and then you look over here and it's like a pretty good sized community. So maybe it's not really that small. Because that's pretty daggone dense over there. I think I've still got my textures and my mesh still set to South America though. I need to adjust that. I'm going to bring the power back a little. And pulling it down just a little bit really brings that torque back. I'm kind of wondering, I guess it is, but 30% fuel doesn't seem like a whole lot when I'm looking at it. My desired track is 030. There we go. And let's see, it's just over an hour, so yeah, that would be plenty of fuel if it's just an hour flight from where we're at right now. And as I said, we're going up to 9,500 feet for the cruising altitude. Looks really good. Really good. Then it becomes real Indiana. So flat, nothing but farms and stuff. Alright, well there's nothing too much to see. I'm going to add just a little bit of power back in so we don't get too slow. But we're right around, I think our climbing speed is usually 110 to 120. So actually we would be right there. Yeah, wing flaps up from 85 to 95. We did 90, so that's good right there. And airspeed en route climb, airspeed 110 to 120. So we're actually going great speed. I'm gonna pull back on the power just a little bit. Not much though. Although it says maximum performance climb, it says power levers set 1865 pounds maximum. 1865. We're at 2,000. So how can that be 1865? And airspeed 104 knots. I mean, that's maximum performance climb. So only 1865. So I'm thinking we should bring that back and increase our speed by decreasing the vertical speed. Alright, so we're below 1865 now. And I'll bring that down just a little bit because we're climbing at 1150 a minute. Bring the RPMs back. I think at 84 is what we want. We're above 1865 again. It just seems like that bringing that back so much. I'm gonna take the nose down a little bit more because we want 110 to 120. That looks good. We've got about 2,000 feet to go, and a little over an hour, so about an hour 6 minutes it says. So I'll go ahead and speed it on up, and yeah, we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody's slowing her down here to normal speed. I'm gonna have to pull back on the power. You can see we're real close. We're taking 27 right. Which I don't recognize. That might be left. I think in right is actually over here. We'll have to see. We're on heading now. And so I'm gonna turn to the right. We can put in the ILS frequency 108.5. Let's go back to this one. 108.5. We go. Now 108.5 here. 5. And we'll put that in. That's all good. So the airport elevation is 600 feet, 643, so I've got it set to 2,600, so we got about 2,000 to go. I'm going to pull back on the power some more. And I'm also going to take the prop RPM and advance that forward. Max RPM. Yeah, 27 right. See, that diagonal one kind of throws me off. And let me go ahead and hit CDI here. Airport, or yeah, 276. Maybe it is diagonal like that. 276. So you can see it is pretty diagonal. That's going to be it right there. There's 27 right. So we need to go out a little bit more. Obviously. To get to that runway. I think I've got everything extremely dense. You can see it is a little jittery here. Yeah, down below 20 now. We might be set for a little too far off to the right because it's going to put an approach way out there. I've got it set to 2,600. I was wondering if we were going to get there in time, so I'm going to go ahead and move that down to 2,000. And we can slow up our descent a little bit. We're still above the glide slope, though. Of course, we don't need to use the ILS, actually, but just in case, if we wanted to. We're getting a little too slow, so I'm going to go ahead and increase the power. I wasn't paying attention enough, and I noticed we started pitching up a little bit there. There we go. I don't want to get going too fast, obviously. And I'm going to set that now down to 1,500. Which I'll put it at 1,600. That puts us about 1,000 above AGL. And let's start to bring us back to the left here. I don't know, that's Detroit? I think that's Detroit because Ontario would be on the other side of the river. I need to check something out. Alright, so that other one is actually our runway. Alright, power coming back down. Alright, we can go ahead and get the flaps out. Alright, so we're level. I want to go ahead and turn the autopilot off. I want the yaw damper off. Bring in the power a little more now.
Traffic.
I think we actually landed right behind somebody last time.
Traffic.
Alright, we're right on the glide slope. I'm going to increase the power just a little bit more.
Traffic. Traffic.
Yeah, there's all kinds of traffic in the area anyway.
Traffic.
Alright, we're at full flaps.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
See that ballooning up slowed us down as well.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Our beloved traffic call-outs in the Grand Caravan. It happens about every daggone time.
Traffic. Traffic.
Daggone it, I just my hand just nailed the power lever I wasn't meaning to.
Traffic.
Yeah, see, they're coming in on those other runways. Those seem to be the main runways that they use, no matter what.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Of course, no buildings. I still don't know what's up with that.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Everything looks good.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Alright, bringing down the power.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
I'm trying to slow down, nailing the brakes, probably smoking them pretty good. Trying to get to these taxiways because the parking areas, I want to go way on down. That's problematic. Alright, stopping right here. Let me get the landing lights off and strobe. It sounded like somebody probably just went behind us. What it sounded like. Alright, stop the recording. We need to bring this back to low idle. And let's see, prop auto heat, turn that off. Stall heat, pitot heat, all that off. Retract the flaps, and let's go park, like right over, can we park right over there? No, I saw that guy, I thought maybe he was parked somewhere over there. Probably gonna have to go somewhere over here. It's so awkward, too, without the buildings. Alright, so I guess we are going to have to go on down. I don't want to cross the runways, though. Make sure I've got everything correct here. Handle, wing flaps are up, pitot heat, stall heat, all that. Strobe lights, landing lights, fuel condition lever, and idle. Everything looks good there. Alright, so we'll head on down to the left. See if we can find somewhere to park. I can't even remember where we parked. Although usually I think we do use those other runways.
Traffic. Traffic.
I don't know why you're giving me traffic warnings. I'm on the ground. It seems like that should like disable the thing.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
All those Delta planes all over.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Yeah, I just wish there was some way to disable that.
Traffic.
The traffic warnings. Like I say, I'm on the ground, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Checking from this angle would actually be more important, since we know there are people taking off and landing on these runways. They look good there. Looks like there might be an empty area over here. This kind of thinking that might be where we parked before. I don't see any taxiways connecting that. Maybe that's why it's so open, because the buildings aren't there. It's ridiculous. There is a taxiway over there. That way we don't have to go over where all these planes are parked. Not that it would matter a ton, but usually general aviation planes wouldn't be over there. Or by the terminal buildings. Alright, everybody. Turn your iPad off. Well, unplug it. Whatever. Flight director off. We're a little quick here. Are you gonna tell me there's not a the taxiway goes to the right, not the left? Oh, come on, man. It does look like there's one a little bit further down. No, it's gonna say to the right as well. It says there's a road to the left. You know what? Now I've got a taxi all the way back around over there. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and cut the video and we'll just go straight over to FSEconomy and get ourselves paid. Alright everybody, I got her parked. That was ridiculous. That's one thing I like about that airport, is trying to park there. Especially with no buildings, it just gets a little confusing. And now the income was $11,726. We rented the plane for an hour and 14 minutes, $425 an hour. Of course that goes, I guess, back to us. So that was $525.94. Let's see. We used $189.29 worth of fuel. The ground crew fee, $1,172.60. Booking fee, $1,524.38, costing us a total of $2,886.27. $98.53 loss for the distance. Earnings this flight, $8,215.26. You can see the breakup. That's the important one, because that goes to the group. Let's check out the banking here. Let me bring this up and set everything back over to 10,000. All right. So $162,929.80 plus $139,931.52 plus $20,000. $322,000. So we're really good there. We're making some really good progress. We really need to get about $385. That way we can pay $360 for the plane, I guess, because I'm kind of leaning towards that plane, and then $25 for paying for the Grand Caravan again. So everything looks pretty good. We just got to keep this up probably a few weeks, a few amount of episodes, and we'll finally be there. So I have no idea what we'll do next. I've been kind of flying some of our other planes, the other two, because I don't want to get people too sick of the Caravan, even though they aren't really good. It's a really good moneymaker. But we'll fly some other those, and we can fly some other planes. Twin Otter, I haven't flown that one in FSEconomy for a while. Maybe we'll try the Duke B60 again. I need to go back to Europe because I was going to do that, and then I completely forgot about it. I was flying that plane, the Duke. But yeah, anyhow, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.